Today you visit Florence. First stop is the market, something for breakfast before starting to explore the city. You cross the San Lorenzo market that sells leather, clothes, and souvenirs to enter the central market, which is ideal to get what the locals eat. Once you have provisions, you go to see, at least from the outside, the Basilica of San Lorenzo, where the Medici chapel is. Designed by Michelangelo in the 16th century as an extension of the main church. From there, you go to Piazza della Signoria, where the statue of the Grand Duke of Tuscany is, the Palazzo Vecchio, or ancient palace, and the Loggia della Signoria, where you can see Renaissance statues in the open air. In front of the palace, there is a replica of Michelangelos David, but you cannot be in Florence and not see the original sculpture. So you head to the Accademia Gallery. The Galleria della Accademia houses Michelangelos David. It looks better preserved than the replica and impressive thanks to being on a platform. But your lack of knowledge about sculpture prevents you from properly appreciating it. For you, it is just another sculpture. Later, you will talk with an expert who will tell you about the complexity of David, how Michelangelo had to fix an unfinished work that resulted in David, which highlights the greatness of the sculpture. For now, you just limit yourself to seeing it, as well as other sculptures and paintings by artists of the 14th and 15th century that are in the museum. You are not a fan of religious art either. It does not seem to you at all the pinnacle of painting. On the contrary, it seems to you of a quality far below that the sculptures of the time. Somewhat disappointed, you leave the museum towards the Florence Cathedral. You go through the streets of Florence towards the city's cathedral. You see Giotto's bell tower in the distance, cross the baptistry built in the 11th century in a romantic style, and arrive at the cathedral, an incredible example of Renaissance architecture with a neo-Gothic facade. As you enter, you notice Filippo Brunelleschi's dome, the world's largest brick and mortar dome. To win the commission for the dome, the architect Brunelleschi had to win a challenge. If he could steady an egg in an upright position on a piece of marble, he would become the dome's engineer. Brunelleschi did this by gently cracking the egg. After admiring the architecture of one of the most emblematic buildings in Florence, you leave with the purpose of visiting other religious centers. Religion has formed nations and overthrown others. It has created wealth and poverty. It has been present with humanity since almost its inception. Religion is something you understand and you do not understand at the same time. The need to believe is understandable, but why that need exists is something you cannot internalize, but it is there, for better or for worse. Religion has guided the advancements of our societies more than we want to accept, and in Italy, this is even more true. As you immerse yourself in these reflections, asking yourself questions that you will never be able to answer, you see the facades and interiors of different churches, built at various times in history. Life is endless reflections and questions, and then the lights go out. You want to take advantage of the last rays of the sun. You go out and you go to a viewpoint. You cross the Florence Rose Garden, where you met some aquatic friends. And climb until you reach Michelangelo Square, from where there is a spectacular view. After admiring a cloud-drenched sunset, you enter the Basilica of San Mignato, Almonte, an 11th century hilltop church. With that dazzling Romanesque facade and medieval interiors. Upon leaving, the night has already taken over the city. The lights have been turned on and a new life is revealed before you. The cathedral, the old palace, the sculptures, the other churches, the Uffizi Gallery, the old bridge. You decide to end the day with an ice cream. You take some pictures and cross the Republic Square, the heart of Florence, with its carousel. You take one last look at the city and blink.